Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been liking and sharing my videos around. It's really helping, and if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe, because I'd like to look at these random games like this one. Now, I love puzzle games, always have done. Now this is a new one that's come out, and I thought at first it was just going to be like a Tetris rip-off, but because it's using the same blocks as Tetris games. But the thing is it's not, and it's not in a good way. They've kind of made their own idea up with the Tetris blocks on a 3D plane type of playing field or play area, where you have to spin around the four areas and make your rows or whatever around the four areas. So you still got like a complete rows to make the blocks disappear. And at first it is quite straightforward, but it does get particularly harder. Now, as far as I can see, there's like 18 levels per world, and there's 3 worlds, and there's like going to be 8 different characters which you unlock in each of the certain prize box levels. The one thing that has become slightly annoying is the fact that it goes Trenga, Mega Trenga, Ultra Trenga every single time it say you do it. Like every time you get a combo continued on, it goes Super Trenga, Mega Trenga, Ultra Trenga, and it's like, well, can you stop saying that please, because you're starting to annoy me. And as far as I can see, there's no way of turning it off. And if you continually keep getting Ultra Trenga, it just keeps continually saying it to you, and it's a bit annoying. I wish there was a way to turn it off, but as far as I can see, there's not, and it starts to really bug me. Now, the early levels are just literally 4 or 5 lines high, and I think it goes to 6 over the first few, like 5 or 6 levels. I think maybe even 10. And then they start introducing new things. They add in these glass blocks, which technically, if you go over them, it doesn't void them out. But if you leave them, they act as a block still. Whereas if you go over one that isn't a glass block, you lose oxygen from the top, and if you lose all your oxygen, you're dead. Now you can reverse the blocks or spin them around, and you can spin the playing field around to then make it so you clear them. But they add the green blocks in, then they had bombs in which have time limits, like time limits to your moves. You press through the I think they're like 4 moves, and then they explode and they take out 6 blocks around, 8 blocks around them, and they can be quite annoying, because if you don't clear them quick enough, they start clearing other blocks out of the way for you, and it's like, ugh. That was a bit annoying. And yeah, that can be quite annoying. But in general, I think this game's really good. For the value for money, I think I paid like £4 for it. Like, it's pretty cool. I like the concept of the game. I like the fun characters that they've made up, and I like the way in which they have taken the Tetris blocks and such and made something new and different with them, without just doing a clone of Tetris, which it's not. It's completely its own thing. And some of these games where they use Tetris blocks do just get thrown into, oh, it's a Tetris clone type thing, and it's not. It's far from being a Tetris clone. It's its own thing in its own right, and it's fun. I've got it on the Switch as well, plays perfectly, but we are here playing on the PlayStation 5. And yeah, I really wanted to report on this to people, because I love puzzle games, and I know there's a lot of people out there that do love puzzle games as well, like I do. And they might have seen this one or not, and if they don't, then at least I'm highlighting it to people who do like puzzle games, and if they have, then great, perfect, you know. But it's one of them games where I think it'll be going missed quite easily, and that's why I wanted to make sure I was highlighting it here on the channel. One bugbear I've got is it has crashed. It has crashed on my PS5 and just closed itself. I'm not sure about whether it's going to crash on the Switch, but it has crashed on the PS5. And the other bugbear is, although there's trophies in it, can't see them because it won't sync to the PlayStation Network, and it just fails to sync to the PlayStation Network, as if the trophies have not been added up to the cloud to sync to. They basically just don't sync. So although I've unlocked probably 10, 12 trophies, I don't know what I've unlocked, and I don't know what I've got left to unlock because it won't allow me to have a look at the trophy list. So that's really annoying. But apart from that, the challenges for the levels are really good, and the voices at least change for the characters. So the irritating Trenga, Mega Trenga, Ultra Trenga, blah blah blah, is being said in a different voice at some point. So at least it's not as annoying. But apart from that, the game is solid, and I am quite impressed. It has that proper puzzle game vibe, and you get all of the normal things that kind of go with a puzzle game, but it's a new thing and it's its own thing, and it's not just trying to copy something else. Now, I mean, I hear Trenga and I think Jenga, and I suppose if you think about it, yeah, I suppose you could think of Jenga-y type moves and such, but nah, it's its own thing in its own right, and it does it very well. I wish there was more levels than the ones in which you get, but then they might open up new ideas and have new ideas for other things they can do, and do a sequel or a second one or whatever. And there's a lot they can do with a concept and keep it going into another game. For instance, they could do other colour blocks and say you can't have these colour blocks together, or you have to have lines of only blah colour or something. That'd be quite cool. And there's so much they can do with it, and actually build upon the concept of what it is. And some of the little features which are a bit annoying could be replaced or removed or changed or something in a different way, and go from there. But overall, I think this is a solid game, and the value for money is perfect. The game just has a lot more enjoyability there, and there's definitely, I think it definitely sings well for the Switch because of its portability aspect. I know I'm playing it here on the PlayStation 5, but as I said, I do have it on the Switch, and it does lend well to that portability side, which is good. I mean, as you can see, the trophies are opening, you just can't see them anywhere, because you can't sync them to the PlayStation Network, so they're just sitting on the console somewhere, not knowing what to do with them, which is just annoying really, because I want to see if it's got an easy platinum or not, because it may have, and then it's it's worth even more then. But for now, I just think it's good to report on the fact that it's a good game and enjoyable and worth the money. And I think it's the type of game where if you just sit and play it, you're going to be over and done with quite quickly. So I'm hoping that there is some of the trophies that are a little bit more challenging, and it's not just a plat grab. But neither here or there. If it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't, and whatever. But the game is good, so I don't really mind too much. So anyway, that's going to do it here for this video here on the channel today. If you do want to know any more, just drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Ultra Trenga. Ultra Trenga. Ultra Trenga. Ultra Trenga. Ultra Trenga. Trenga.